Okay, so first of all, let me introduce myself. I am Thailand Tunay. I will be serving as the translator of Mrs. Devi, who is my aunt next to me right here. Second, we are just making sure that the slide is working correctly. So we're just going to skip over everything quickly. And okay, this is it. The slides are working well. So as a live translator, I will now hand over the word to Mrs. Devi, and she's going to speak, and then I'm going to translate. We will try to be as quick as possible, since we have a limited amount of time due to the workshop in which we're in is going to close at within the next hour. So we're going to be quick with the presentation, and we will try our best to take as many questions as possible at the end. So I'm leaving it to Mrs. Devi, and I hope it's going to be a learning opportunity for all of us. Thank you so much. Teyzem sen de başlayabilirsin.
Öncelikle Guru Purnima'da olmaktan gurur duyuyorum. Benim büyük gurum Geri Goms'a, sevgili Sanil'e ve sizlere bana bu imkanı verdiğiniz için çok teşekkürler. Türkiye'den hepinize sonsuz sevgiler ve gökyüzünün sizi desteklediği anlar diliyorum.
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Gary Gomes, my grand guru, as well as everybody else who is involved in the organization for the opportunity they have given me to join you today with this presentation. And I salute you with all of my goodwill from Turkey, Istanbul. Thank you so much.
Türkiye'nin doğum horoskobuyla, Türkiye'nin haritasıyla başlamak istiyorum. Türkiye 29 Ekim 1923 tarihinde Ankara'da saat 20.30'da Cumhuriyet'in ilanı üzerine kurulmuş, Batı astrolojisine göre Akrep Burcu olan, Çin Zodyağa göre Domuz Burcu ve Vedik astroloji sistemlerini birlikte değerlendirdiğim bir analiz sistemini gerçekleştirmek istiyorum. Çünkü ben
birer cümle. Tekrar söyle ilk cümleyi.
Türkiye'nin doğum haritası 29 Ekim 1923 Ankara'da saat 20.30'da Cumhuriyet'in ilanı üzerine kurulmuş.
So Turkey was, as a republic, Turkey was established on the proclamation of the republic, which was on the 29th of October 1923 at 20:30 in the 20:30 p.m. specifically.
Özellikle Batı, Çin ve Hint astroloji sistemlerinin eğitimini almış biri olarak 3 sistemde Türkiye ve dünya ile ilgili 2024 öngörülerini paylaşacağım sizlerle.
As someone who is educated in multiple astrological systems, let it be Western systems, the Chinese calendar system, as well as ne demiştin?
Hint.
As well as the Indian framework of astrology, I will try to present a analytical framework that is comprised from the inputs of all three systems today.
Batı astrolojisine göre,
according to Western astrology,
Türkiye'nin birinci transantal gezegeni Güneş'tir.
The first transcendental planet of Turkey is the Sun, according to Western astrology.
İkinci gezegeni ise Mars'tır.
And the second planet is Mars.
Güneş kişilik gelişiminde kahramanlık olgularını temsil eder.
The Sun represents the character traits of heroism in terms of character development.
Mars ise başarma yolunda rastlanacak mücadeleyi ortaya koyar.
And Mars represents the sense of adventure that is encountered along the way to success for Turkey.
Ayrıca Mars, Türkiye'nin haritasında hedeflere ulaşmak istediğimiz yolda ihtiyacımız olan cesareti, sabrı ve tahammül gibi enerjileri temsil eder.
Mars also represents the sentiments and the wisdom of courage, of the ability to act in the right time, the power to resist, the power to survive, as well as patience.
Her ülkenin kuruluşuyla ilgili zaman bilgileri kullanılarak hazırlanan astroloji sistemine dünyevi astroloji denir.
The system of astrology that we use to determine the characteristics of countries and of states is called as mundane astrology, which means dünyevi in Turkish.
Birinci ev yükselen burç ve milletin tümünü temsil eder.
Slaytlarda hangisi?
İlk başlarda.
Burada mıyız?
Hı hı.
Tamam. Ama dur, burada evler yazıyor. Evet. Buradayız. Okay. The first. Okay. The slides are acting up. Sorry for the technical problem. The first house in this framework represents the entirety of the people. And it represents how this country and this people is visible in the eyes of the world. So it's the perception of the world towards any given country. That's the first house.
Devam edeyim mi? İkinci ev genel olarak ülke ekonomisine.
The second house represents the general economical characteristics of the country.
Üçüncü ev eğitim, kültür, bilim ve ülkenin komşularıyla ilişkilerini temsil eder.
The third house represents the educational, cultural, communicational profile of the country, as well as its general relations with neighboring states.
Dördüncü ev atalar, toprak, yerleşim ve tarımı temsil etmekte.
The fourth house represents land, the way the people are settled in this land, ancestry, as well as agricultural practices and tendencies.
Beşinci ev spor ve tüm eğlenceye bakış ve bu anlamdaki uygulamaları temsil etmekte.
The fifth house represents the view and practice concerning sport activities as well as entertainment in general, what the people like in terms of entertainment methods.
Altıncı ev çalışma sınıfları, halk sağlığını, silahi güçleri ve sivil hizmetleri temsil eder.
The sixth house represents the way the society is structured. So the working classes and other higher classes, if there is. It represents the overall public health, as well as the armed forces and civil services.
Beşinci ev söyledik değil mi?
6'yı söyledik, 7'yi söyledik.
Yedinci ev yabancı devlet konuları, savaşları ve bir milletin örflerini temsil eder.
The seventh house tends to represent foreign affairs in the broader perspective. So whereas a previous house was representing the diplomatic relationships with neighboring countries, this house represents foreign affairs in general, in a broader spectrum. It also represents affairs concerning wars and conflicts, as well as the customs and the cultural rules that are prescribed by this people, by any given people.
Sekizinci ev yabancı ülkelerle finans ilişkilerini.
The eighth house represents financial relations with said foreign countries.
Aynı zamanda halk güvenliği ve suçları da temsil etmekte.
It also represents public security and criminality within the given state.
Dokuzuncu ev kanun, felsefe, dini yaklaşımlar ve yaşam felsefesini bir ülkenin ortaya koyar.
The ninth house tends to give us information regarding the state of laws, religion or religions practiced in the country, as well as the general state-specific and public philosophy that is being practiced by the people of the country.
Onuncu ev devletin liderini, hükümeti.
The 10th house represents the head of state as well as the government that is currently in place in the given country.
11. ev parlamentoyu, mahalli idareleri.
The 11th house goes down a bit deeper as it represents the parliament, if there is one, as well as the structure of the local authorities.
Ve devletin iyi ilişkilerini.
It also represents the good relations of the state.
12. ev hapishaneleri.
The 12th house, on the other hand, represents prisons,
hastaneleri, gizli kuruluşları,
hospitals, secret services and organizations, as well as
aynı zamanda gizli düşmanları ve karşıt güçleri.
As well as any opposition that is faced by the country that is being studied, let it be foreign, domestic, hidden, or in plain sight.
Ülkeler astrolojisinde gezegenlerin temsil ettikleri kişiler ve alanlar oldukça farklıdır.
In this framework of astrology, the mundane horoscope represents multiple and different aspects concerning the people, as well as the state itself, and it touches on many different fields of social and governmental life.
Güneş başbakanı, yönetimdeki otoriteleri, ülkedeki kahramanları ve ulusal şampiyonları temsil eder.
The sun tends to represent the prime minister as well as the governing authorities, let these be political or otherwise, as well as national heroes and national champions. What does national champions mean? It means the important people that have characterized themselves in the history of a country that is being studied by this framework of astrology.
Ay halkı genel olarak kadınları, kalabalıkları temsil eder ve haritada ay yerleşimi toplumun neye odaklandığını gösterir ülkeler astrolojisinde bize.
In terms of the astrology of states and countries, the moon represents the people in general, the public sentiment, and the overall public agenda that is being focused on in the country at the time of study, as well as the women of the country, how the women live, how the women think, and overall, as I said, public opinion, the way crowds tend to think and tend to act as well.
Merkür medyayı, ticareti ve entelektüel kesimleri sembolize eder.
Whereas Mercury tends to represent the media, the commerce circles, as well as the intellectual cadre, the intelligentsia of the given country.
Venüs kadınlarla ilgili alanları, doğumları,
Venus, on the other hand, represents more specific domains concerning women, births, and as well as matters related to marriage and children. Evlilik ve çocuk kısmını söyledim.
ayrıca sanatkarlar, spor,
It also includes in this representation the way and which arts are being practiced in the country, as well as
barış ve diplomasiyi gösterir.
as well as efforts towards peace and diplomacy are also revealed by Venus as a planet.
Mars orduyu yönetir, askerleri.
Mars represents and rules the army, the armed forces in general, and soldiers, sailors, anything you can think about defense is under the jurisdiction of Mars.
Aynı zamanda denizcileri, savaşı, terörü.
It represents also ongoing or upcoming wars and conflicts, as well as risks of terrorism in the given country.
Ve karşıt görüşleri, ülkenin vereceği kayıpları da temsil
And
etmektedir.
it also represents the intensity and the context of strikes, political dissent, opposition, political or otherwise, and other matters related to overall governance and defense relations or national security interests in the country.
Jüpiter din ve hukuku, ibadet yerlerini, adalet sistemini, ulusal varlıkları ve aynı zamanda bankaları ve bankerleri yani finansçıları yönetir.
As you can see on the slides, Jupiter represents religion and law, in general religious institutions, places of worship, how they're being used, how many of them there are. It also represents the justice system, national assets. What we mean by assets are, let it be economic, let it be cultural, let it be legal. It also represents the banking sector as well in its entirety. That is within the jurisdiction of Jupiter.
Satürn aynı zamanda halkın yaşlı kesimini, ulusal anlamda bizi etkileyecek olayları, çiftçileri, madenleri, maden kaynakları, mineralleri ve aynı zamanda ulusal anlamda üzüntü ve hayal kırıklıklarını ortaya koyar.
On the other hand, Saturn represents the older populace in the country, the more aged population within the country, and it also represents the potential losses that would be incurred by a nation at the given time. It also has revelations concerning the state of farmers, miners, mineral and natural resources in general, as well as moments of national sorrow and disappointment.
Tüm dünya ve Türkiye'de oldukça zorlu bir süreçten geçmekte. Burada.
Gezegeni okumayacağım.
Aha.
Önce bunu
Tamam.
söyle.
Uranüs, Batı astrolojisinde ani değişimleri,
Uranus tends to represent sudden changes in Western astrology, as well as
sağcı politik fikirleri,
right-wing political ideas and ideologies,
girişimler ve bilimsel çalışmaları temsil etmektedir.
including initiatives and scientific prospects of the country as well. These are being represented by Uranus as a planet.
Neptün, sosyalizm, komünizm, buna benzer akımları aynı zamanda gizli kapaklı olay ve durumları ortaya koymakta.
Whereas Neptune represents the other side of the political spectrum, especially far left-wing ideas such as socialism and communism, or other similar movements like syndicates and other movements that we tend to associate with the left wing. It also represents losses, again, that might be faced by the country we study, along with any matters that are being shrouded in mystery and secrecy. These are also concerned by the position of Neptune in this astrological framework.
Aynı zamanda Plüto,
And at the end, Pluto represents
yeraltının gizli güçleri,
talks about or tends to reveal matters about organized crime and underground activities in the given country, as well as reforms, restructuring, and changes in the country, in its governing system, in its public or in its criminal scene.
organize suçları
Hepsini saydım.
saydım. Türkiye aynı zamanda Çin astrolojisine göre
Buraya geçeyim mi?
yok.
Burada kalıyorum.
Hı hı. Çin astrolojisine göre Domuz burcudur.
Turkey has the sign of the pig when it is being regarded from the Chinese astrological framework.
Bu yıl tüm dünyada ve ülkemizde en dikkat çeken olay ekonomik anlamda büyük sıkıntıların olması ve aynı zamanda Çin astrolojisine göre ejderha yılında olmamız, son derece büyük ekonomik olayları ve özellikle 6 Şubat 2023'te
Tamam, dur, oraya
Hı hı.
kadar değil, biraz. In terms of again, continuing from the Chinese astrological framework, the most important issue that is being faced globally as well as our country, Turkey, is economical problems. There is a massive swath of economic issues that is being faced by countries across the globe, and Turkey is no exception. This is due to us being within the year of the dragon in the Chinese calendar. And we are going to now mention a date which is very important, which I'm going to say in an instant. Şimdi tarih söyle, 6 Şubat diyorum.
6 Şubat 2023'te
So in the February 6th of the last year of 2023,
astronomik ve astrolojik olarak ben bunu çok önemseyerek üzerinde durdum. Üstadım Gary Gomes da biliyor.
I have worked along Mr. Gomes in this regard, which is a matter that is very important to me in terms of astrological analysis.
Yeşil kuyruklu yıldızın taş devrinden sonra geçişiyle
With the passing of the green, green, yıldız neydi ya? With the green star, once more since the Stone Age, actually.
ve Türkiye Rahudasa'dan geçerken çok şiddetli bir depremle çok büyük kayıplar verdi.
And also, neydi o terim?
Hı?
Rahudasa bir şeydi.
Rahudasa.
Rahudasa. And especially while Turkey was passing through the Rahudasa period, Turkey was effectively hit by a very important earthquake during this period, the combination of these astrological facts.
Ve bunu özellikle söylemek istiyorum. 5500 yıl öncesinde bir Sümer kil tableti üzerinde
And I would also like to add the fact that 5,500 years ago, it was revealed on a Sumerian tablet that
orada benzer bir geçişin olduğunu gösteriyordu ve ben bunu tüm astrolojik
that a similar passing, a similar astrological event was previously spotted by this Sumerian astrological calendar that was discovered and was dated to be 5,500 years old, which I specifically insisted upon on my analysis.
özellikle ay düğümleri, gökyüzünün kozmik ajanları, kuzey ve ay düğümünün
Especially the importance of the movements of the moon and especially the binding of the northern kuzey ay
hı hı,
of the northern moon sector.
ve kuzey ve güney ay düğümünün
I apologize for the mistranslation. The tie that was created between the northern and the southern regions of the moon was extremely important in this as well.
çok dikkatli incelenmesi gerektiğine inanıyorum
I
ve
believe that this should be very carefully investigated by the astrological community.
Sümerler tarafından hazırlanmış 5500 yaşındaki Hil yıldız haritasında
And as I said before, this movement was already observed by the previously mentioned Sumerian astrological calendar that we have been talking about.
Apophis adı verilen asteroid
And within this calendar, it was foretold and spotted that the asteroid named as Apophis
2036 yılında
would would have a small percentage of crashing into the earth at the year 2036, which is 12 years from now.
bu dünyaya çarpabilir ve
Orası
büyük bir
söyleyeyim.
kıyamet işareti olarak değerlendirilmekte yazma eserlerdeki kâdim astrologlar tarafından.
And the Sumerian astrologists believed that this impact could have been an apocalyptic event for our world. They believed that the impact could happen, and this impact would effectively be catastrophic on an apocalyptic scale for the Earth.
Horoskoptaki ekliptik eksende yerleşen Plüto, Ketu,
We can also say that Pluto, also called as Ketu, is positioned on the ecliptic radius on the horoscope.
karşıt görünüm yapacak Satürn, Mars ve Rahu'yla
It's going to it's going to show itself in opposition with Saturn, Mars, Rahu, with that grouping of three planets.
Vedik astrolojiye göre bu dünya genelinde büyük kayıplara ve felaketlere neden olabilecek
And this opposition is going to cause great sorrow as well as great troubles on the earth according to Vedic astrology.
Bunu çok önemsiyorum. Bunun üzerinde de çalışmalarım devam edecek.
This is very important to me. This event is very important to me, and my work is going to continue focusing on this opposition that we have been talking about.
Ayrıca burada zararlı yerleşimlerin sabit burçlar Aslan ve Kova'da olması
Also, the fact that the positionings are within the harmful positionings are contained within stable houses. That being the Lion House as well as Koba neydi İngilizce? Sagittarius.
evet.
And the Sagittarius.
Hava burcunda faydalı gezegenlerin ikizlerde olması bence çok önemli bir işaret.
And it's a very important sign that along with this, the positive planets are contained within an air horoscope, which is Gemini.
Hello. Hello. Sorry. I think you need to move this present slide.
Slide'ı değiştirmemiz gerekiyor. Bunlar bir yerde yazıyor mu?
O slide ikinci kısımda yetiştiremedik erken aldığı için daha sonrasında gönderebiliriz.
Yeah, now it's
Sümer kil tabletiyle
Okay.
birlikte.
The section about the Sumerian tablet is sadly not contained within our presentations due to time constraints, but we can send them to you later if need be, should you request.
Arzu ederlerse yazılı olarak da iletirim kendisine.
We can also send it in a written form, which is in Turkish, but it can be translated to English, should you request also.
Okay.
Ben bunu bir
Thank you.
meteor çarpmasından ziyade bir nükleer bomba etkisi yaratacak kadar güçlü bir enerji olarak değerlendiriyorum.
According to my analysis, I believe that such an impact is more likely to be as powerful as a nuclear blast on the surface of the Earth.
Özellikle 2024 yılının Oscar ödülünü kazanan Hollywood yapımı filmi izlemelerini tavsiye ediyorum herkese.
It is my recommendation that everybody who's participating here should watch the movie Oppenheimer, which talks about nuclear bombs and their impact. I believe that that's a very eye-opening movie, also concerning our revelations that we are presenting to you in this presentation.
Bu Türkiye için neden önemli sorusuna gelirsek,
And the reason why this is very important for Turkey as well is
Gazi Mustafa Kemal Atatürk'ün kuruluş tarihini çok bilinçli bir şekilde seçtiğini düşünüyorum. Çünkü Türkiye
is that to me it makes it clear why Mustafa Kemal, the founder of Turkey, has selected this date for the foundation of the republic, I believe that it is it's a very intentional choice on his part that he founded Turkey on the 29th of September in 1923.
Türkiye dünyadaki
Sorry, October, my mistake.
Türkiye dünyadaki en önemli ve değer gören bir ülke olacak gelecekte.
In the future, we can say that Turkey is going to be a very important player in the global scheme, and it's going to become even more of how to put this, of a force to be reckoned with in the international scene.
Excuse me. Bunu sadece 2024 döngüsü olarak söylemiyorum. 2036 özellikle dikkat çekici.
This also doesn't concern this year or the next year only. We can say that this development is going to happen within the period that leads us to the year 2036.
Bir kere buzulların erimesiyle pek çok ülke
with the melting of the ice caps, a lot of countries are going to face a lot of problems concerning access to water, to fresh water specifically.
yükselen suların etkisiyle haritadan silinme riskiyle karşı karşıya.
It's also a fact that the rising waters due to this melting is going to be a problem for many countries as they now face the danger of being wiped off from the face of the earth because of these waters and the natural disasters that are going to follow.
Özellikle Fırat ve Dicle ırmaklarının akış yönü batıya çevrilirse
we can also say that especially if the rivers of the Euphrates and of Dicle change their direction of flow to the west, we can say that the western section of Anatolia is going to gain the capability to be a very big source of water to feed plant life almost across the world, almost like within the Middle Eastern region certainly.
Anadolu'nun batısı bütün dünyayı besleyebilir. Özellikle Türkiye'nin sahip olduğu bor elementi.
It's also important to note that the reserves of bore that Turkey possesses is also very important for the development of the country in the future.
Dünyada bor rezervlerinin %70'ini Türkiye'nin karşılayacağına inanıyorum.
I believe that Turkey is going to be housing at least 70% of the entire bore reserves of the world.
Özellikle Ekim ayında,
especially in the month of October,
tüm dünyada ve Türkiye'nin
the entire world as well as Turkey
sudan gelecek zararlar ve yıkıcı depremlerin
are going to experience the effects of massive earthquakes as well as natural disasters that are related to waterways.
Türkiye'nin kıyı şeritleri
a particular region that is concerned by this is the coasts of Turkey.
İç Anadolu bölgesinde astrokartografik etkiler
and we are also going to observe astrocartographic effects across the Anatolian region in Turkey.
Zorlu bir döngü ve Türkiye'nin şu dönemde en çok dikkat etmesi gereken yegane konu
And this is going to cause a very important period for Turkey that should be very carefully handled and very carefully analyzed. And the most important topic of all is
siyasilerin gayri ahlaki ilişkileri,
the representation, that the immoral representations and the relations that certain politicians have,
göçmen problemi ve göçmenlerin yaratacağı
as well as the shockwaves that are going to be created and are being created by mass immigration and the mishandling of this immigration,
halkın güvenliğiyle ilgili büyük sorunlara sebebiyet verecek.
are going to cause very grave problems concerning public security and public health in Turkey.
Bu yıl 4 tutulma gerçekleşecek. İlki gerçekleşti. Son ikisini karşılayacağız.
It is perceived that in this year in total we're going to have 4 eclipses. 2 of them have already happened and we're expecting 2 more to happen by the end of the year.
Özellikle dünyada, ülkemizde iklimsel değişikliklerin yaşanacağı,
within these periods of eclipses, it is clear to us that a lot of climate related events and changes are going to happen across the globe.
jeopolitik olayların seyrinde gezegenler çok önemli bir rol oynayacak.
We can say that planets are going to play a critical role in the geopolitical affairs of the planet as well, of Earth basically.
Özellikle bu çalışmaya hazırlanırken
especially as I was preparing for this analysis.
Fatih Sultan Mehmet dönemine ait yazma eserleri
I was able to find and analyze handwritten documents from the era of Fatih Sultan Mehmet or Mehmet the Conqueror, one of the most important Ottoman padishahs.
inceleme fırsatım oldu. Bunları da kendilerine ileteceğim. Hatta şöyle ekrana vermek istiyorum.
We actually have a screenshot of one of the documents we were able to find and analyze for our work.
Bunlar yazma eserler ve
These are all handwritten and they are all dated to the period of Mehmet the Conqueror.
Yeah, you need to stop the screen share, then we can see that picture.
Paylaşabilmek için bunları atabilir misin diye soruyor.
tabii ki
Yes, she's going to send these documents
hemen
to you
geri
as soon as
Goms'a
possible.
gönderiyorum.
Okay,
She's sending them right now to Mr. Gomes.
sure.
Sen bunları hemen geri Gomes'a gönder.
Hemen gönderiyorum. Ayrıca Gary Goms'a çok teşekkür etmek istiyorum. Yazma eserlerdeki uzmanlığımda ve bana halen kattıkları için büyük gurumun izinde ve emrindeyim.
I also would like to use this opportunity to thank Mr. Gomes again, my grand guru, who has given me the opportunity and who has trained me to become an expert in the analysis of such documents.
Özellikle
Especially,
yılın ikinci yarısında
hangi yıl bu? 25 mi?
2024'ün
In the second half of the current year we are in, 2024,
ay düğümlerinin geçişi ve Satürn'ün durağan seyrinin
the ties that we have observed within the moon that we talked about, as well as the passing of Saturn,
tüm dünyada ve ülkemizde 15 Kasım'a kadar
is going to have very important effects until the 15th of November for both Turkey as well as other countries in the world.
tüm dünya jeopolitik arenasında önemli dönüşümleri getireceğini düşünüyorum.
Until this period, we are going to observe very important changes in the geopolitical scene globally.
Uranüs, Neptün ve Plüton
Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto also
sırasıyla ikizler, Koç ve Kova burcunda geçişini göreceğiz.
are going to pass through Gemini, Koç İngilizcesi, bilmiyorum.
Aries.
Aries and Sagittarius, they're also going to pass through these houses, and these are also going to create an air of change as well as reform for Turkey and our planet as well, all of the countries on Earth as well.
Bu bir yenilik ve değişim olarak
Söyledim.
oldukça şaşırtıcı olacak ve özellikle dünyada sağ görüşlü politikaların daha fazla ön planda olacağını gösteren önemli gezegen geçişleriyle karşı karşıyayız.
We are also going to observe through these changes and through these passings, we are going to observe that right-wing political ideologies are going to grow stronger and they're going to grow more popular across the globe as well during this period.
Batı astrolojisine göre
According to Western astrology,
özellikle Amerika'daki Plüton dönüşü
especially the rotation of Pluto concerning the United States of America
ve Trump'ın tekrar gündeme gelmesi
and the fact that ex-president Trump is very popular right now,
güneş döngülerine göre Trump ve diğer adayın haritalarını eşleştirdiğimde
also considering my analysis of the horoscope charts of the current president, Mr. Biden, as well as ex-president Trump,
Trump özellikle bu geçişi çok doğru kullanarak
it is clear to me through this analysis that ex-president Trump is going to be able to use this planetary change very effectively.
seçilemese bile
And even if he is not elected,
ki bu zayıf bir ihtimal
which is,
dasalara göre
which is according to our analysis is a weak chance. It's not very likely that he's going to lose, but even if he does,
onun Amerika'da
cümlenin devamını söyle.
oldukça politikaya yön verecek ve güçlenerek bu noktada ilerleyeceğini düşünüyorum.
Still, Mr. Trump is going to be a very powerful force in American politics for the years to come.
13 Temmuz günü uğramış olduğu suikast
Also considering the attempt of assassination that he survived on the 13th of this month, on the 13th of July,
Spionaz'ın belirttiği gibi tam buraya çevirir misin?
is to cite especially Spinoza talks about how his God is going to has revealed to him that his God is going to send everyone to their fate, and that a lot of people, or especially important people, were going to die in their beds after having lived a long time.
Özellikle Trump'ın Vedikrasi haritasında
Ne?
Trump'ın Vedikrasi
We can
haritasında
observe this phenomenon within the Vedikrasi chart of Trump.
ve Navamsa haritasında Satürn yerleşimi Yengeç burcunda.
And we also observe that his positioning of Saturn is within İngilizcesi.
Cancer.
Is within Cancer, according to his Navamsa charting as well.
Satürn yaşam sonuyla ilişkili bir gezegendir.
Saturn usually gives revelations concerning the end of life period of a person.
Rasi ve Navamsa haritasında aynı burçta yerleşirse gezegen
If the planet chooses the same house within the Rasi and the Navamsa chartings, we observe that the planet is going to rise to the power of Vargottama, which means that it's going to be the most powerful planet that we can observe, and it is possible that if this is the case for ex-President Trump, he is going to live until he's 90 years old. Yaşını falan da söyledim.
Rasi haritasında transit Satürn Kova burcunda.
It is also clear that Venus is in its Vargottama power level, which indicates the trajectory of Mr. Trump's career.
Doğumdaki ay yerleşimine göre Kandaka Satürn içindeki zor süreci gösteriyor.
Also, according to his chart of birth, if you look at the position of the moon, his Kandaka Saturn is going through a difficult period.
Bu nedenle bu suikastin yapıldığını düşünüyorum.
I can reasonably conclude that that the assassination attempt happened because of this positioning.
Ancak Mahadasa Jüpiter olduğu için
But because of the fact that Mahadasa is within Jupiter
ve Ay'a göre olumlu olan Boğa burcunda olduğundan
Boğa'nın İngilizcesi.
Taurus.
And as well as the fact that Taurus is positioned in a positive space with the moon, or in relation to the moon, makes it clear why Mr. Trump was able to survive this assassination attempt. It is clear to us that there are no harmful planets on his 8th house, which is Pisces. And to us, this means that he is going to live a long life, and his death will occur in his deathbed. Like, he's not going to suffer from a premature death, Mr. Trump.
Trump'ın rasi haritasında Kalasarpa Yoga var.
We also observe in Mr. Trump's Rasi chart a phenomenon called as Kalsarpa Yoga.
Bu bir Gatak Kalasarpa Yoga oluyor.
It is more specifically a Gathak Kalsarpa Yoga.
Ve bu yoga Rahu Kuzey düğümü kariyer evinde onun.
And this yoga is observed in his Rahu house concerning his career.
Yoga oldukça zararlı ama yükselen ve yönetici güneşle birlikte olunca
But it is also it's important to note that the yoga is actually harmful. But considering the fact that his ascendant governor is within the sun, it is clear that Mr. Trump is headed for a trajectory of extreme success in his politics. But some problems are also going to continue to plague him in the months and years to come.
Bu yüzden kişiye büyük bir kuvvet verir.
So we can say that this position gives a lot of political force to the concerned person, which is Mr. Trump.
Kişiyi kazanma noktasında destekleyicidir.
And it is very supportive in the chances of victory in the upcoming elections for Mr. Trump.
Ama Trump'ın başı
But even though Mr. Trump is going to be probably successful in his bid for re-election, his country, the United States of America, and the globe is going to be facing lots of challenges in the years to come.
ve Trump'ın haritası beni gerçekten çok etkiliyor. Bir diğer etkilendiğim lider de yine üstadım Gary Gomez haritasını inceleme şansı elde ettiğimiz Putin. Onu başlı başına bir yayında konuşmak isterim.
And another leader from whose charts I'm extremely affected by and I'm extremely concerned with, a leader whose charts I was able to study under the supervision of Mr. Gomes, was that of Mr. Putin, the president of Russia, which I would actually like to talk about in another session should a chance be available to us.
Yıl sonuna doğru, yılın ikinci yarısında
In the second half of the year,
uluslararası düzeyde hükümet değişiklikleri,
we are going to observe many changes across multiple governments in the world,
hatta dünya ülkeleri arasında
and as well as multiple confrontations between different states, which might escalate towards potential invasions as well.
işgale yönelik büyük gerilimlere tanıklık edebiliriz. Gökyüzünün kozmik ajanları, ay düğümleri, Ketu'nun bir toprak burcu olan Başak'ta yer alması.
Başak'ın İngilizcesini söylemen lazım.
Başak, bir dakika hemen söyleyeyim.
Sen bak ona ya.
Excuse me, can you show us Turkey's chart because this slide has been there for a very
Chart istiyorlar ama chart var mı sende? Şu mu chart?
this is the
Ay,
chart.
göndereceğim onu.
We are going to
Here you go.
send the chart as soon as possible.
You don't have the birth chart.
Zaman yetişmediği için ekleyemedik. Ekleyerek ben kendilerine mail adreslerini gönderirlerse geri Goms'a da iletirim. Yarın ellerinde olur ve onun üzerinden giderler.
Because of the time constraints we faced, we were not able to integrate the charts that we have been discussing into the presentation, but we are going to send them to you as soon as it is possible through your email addresses, as well as through Mr. Gomes.
Okay. Thank you so
But
much.
in terms of the slides right now, what we can show you is this is the chart, the natal chart of Turkey that was in the beginning of our presentation.
Özellikle Ketu'nun Başak'taki noktası ekonomik bozulma, doğa olayları,
Especially the position of Ketu within the Başak neydi? Within the position of Virgo is very important concerning economic developments, especially negative economic developments, as well as the happenstance of many natural disasters, such as, and most importantly, earthquakes.
özellikle ekonomik bozulmalar, depremler, uluslararası deniz ticaretiyle ilgili skandallar,
We are also going to experience scandals concerning international seafaring and naval trade.
ve dünyada özellikle Batı dünyasına muhafazakarlığın artacağı,
And we are also going to observe an increase of conservative ideologies and political opinions, especially in the Western Hemisphere.
ve bunun yanı sıra medyaya dünya ülkelerinde yapılacak müdahaleler sonucu
And we are also going to be confronting multiple attempts of infiltration towards many media outlets across the globe.
siyasi liderler ve tanınmış isimlerle ilgili
There will be many sensational news concerning political personalities as well as famous people.
pek çok sansasyonel olay ve siber saldırıya tanıklık edeceğimiz bir döngü söz konusu olacak.
There is also an ever increasing risk of cyber attacks across this period as well.
Özellikle Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nde Satürn,
Especially concerning the United States of America, the position of Saturn is very important,
yenilik ve değişimlerin olacağı bir döngüyü vurguluyor.
as it tells us that there is going to be a lot of changes and a lot of instability concerning the country in the upcoming months and years.
Daha iyi bir 2025'in bizi karşılaması için
And should we want a better 2025 to welcome us all,
bir gökyüzü rehberi olarak
I can advise as someone who is able to guide us through the skies.
hiçbirimizin bir diğerini ötekileştirmeden
We should cooperate together without discriminating against one another.
kainatın parçaları olduğumuz bilinciyle
With the consciousness that we are all part of the same universe,
savaş ve hırslarımızdan uzaklaşıp
and in a manner that is away from our instincts and our tendency for war and for conflict.
uzlaştırıcı politikalar
We should really follow policies of cooperation and policies of reconciliation.
ve bireysel yaklaşımlar içerisinde olmamız gerekli.
And we should
Olduğuna
also adopt
inanıyorum.
these positive outlooks in our personal lives as well for the year to come.
Bizim çıkmamız gerekiyor. Sonsuz teşekkürler ediyorum. Yarın akşam mı göndeririz ben sana gönderdiğimde maillere?
Sen halledersin.
Tamam.
Başlattı.
Hı hı.
And due to the time constraints, we were not able to really go into detail in the chart of Turkey that we are just showing in our slides, but we are going to send you through multiple emails all of the charts and all of the other documents that we have discussed so far. We also would like to apologize that due to time constraints, we have to leave as the workshop that we're in right now is about to shut its doors off within the next 15 minutes. Soru alıyor muyuz?
Alamayız.
Okay, and we're also not going to be able to accept any questions at this time. But sana yazabilirler mi? İletişim için.
Tabii bana yazsınlar.
But
yazsınlar
feel free to
lütfen.
contact me personally through my email address and other avenues. Should you have any questions regarding this lecture, I will try to answer them and help you along as much as possible.
Dinledikleri için hepsine sonsuz teşekkürler ediyorum. Namaste.
I thank you so much for listening to me throughout this lecture, and namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again for being a part of our event and for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you.
She's very thankful. Thank you so much.